Today in our first module, we're going to talk about SharePoint, what SharePoint is, and how it will be used to increase productivity across the district.
Email was invented 40 years ago, when you could send small, text-based messages over copper lines with limited ability to carry data. Now we live in the world of fiber connections, where high bandwidth usage occurs on a daily basis. The problem with email is that it has not evolved alongside the advancements in bandwidth. We still send small messages, but with attachments that make them larger files, and in turn use our inboxes as file storage systems. Adding to this problem is the way we send messages. I may have a large file that needs to go to 7 people and require their input or contribution to said file. I have now created 8 copies of the file stored on the server, and if one recipient replies all, there are now 16 copies stored on the server. Additionally, when everyone emails that document back, the owner now has 16 unique copies stored in their inbox. The problem is that the server storage space is used up rapidly. The users must now also weed through multiple copies of the file to determine which document is the current version intended for their use. With the advent of Web 2.0, or the ability to collaborate in real time in a common system, we are now capable of limiting the large number of files and needed storage space. This is done by multiple users accessing a single file for editing. It also allows for the input of commentary and discussion within the shared space. You may be familiar with the following Web 2.0 sites: Facebook, Wikipedia, and YouTube. These sites allow you as a user to view, edit, and comment on one single file. SharePoint is a Web 2.0 technology used throughout industry, government, and education. This web-based file sharing system allows us to leverage the high bandwidth available to the district, and in turn makes the usage of our servers more efficient and keeps storage space low.
From the viewpoint of the Regional Quality Center, we are also interested in increasing efficiency and effectiveness in the jobs that we do, from food services to the classroom. Making these changes means making some changes in how we operate, for the sake of greater productivity. As we talk about SharePoint, you will see the many ways that SharePoint can ease your workload and decrease the amount of time it takes for you to complete the tasks you already do. One difficult circumstance of our school district is the distance between locations. In the past, this has made collaboration difficult or cumbersome, often requiring a staff member from a county school to drive to Gallup for a meeting. Of course, this also taxes our resources, both time and budget. With SharePoint, we can now collaborate on documents and projects or have discussions without needing to be in the same physical space. For example, if an instructional coach is working in a group to develop a presentation for teachers at their schools, instead of finding a middle point to meet and discuss the documents they will use, like PowerPoints and handouts, they can now upload or create a document in the system and each make their changes. The site will compile and note all the changes made. This could be done individually or during a virtual meeting using a conference call or voice over IP such as Skype. Now the process is quicker, it saved time, money, and kept instructional coaches in their schools where they are needed most. SharePoint is a system for process improvement. Through a collaborative workspace, we can work at a better rate. For example, when the Office of Learning Services needed to collect data in the past, a spreadsheet might get emailed to every instructional coach and principal who would enter their data and email it back to a member of the Learning Services staff. The staff member would monitor those who turned in the data and compile 36 individual spreadsheets into one sheet, which was emailed back to all 36 schools. This process took around 3 weeks to complete and caused the staff member to keep acute organization of the completion process. Now there is one spreadsheet that is housed in SharePoint. The schools log into SharePoint, enter their data, and save it. This process takes about 30 seconds for a principal or instructional coach, and once their data is entered, they have instant access to district-wide information, including customized graphs and charts. The staff member at Learning Services can instantly view who has completed the task, or even have the SharePoint system keep track and send its own email reminders. This has now saved the Learning Services staff member hours of work and made data instantly accessible to schools. Meanwhile, the server has only had to store one copy of the document, and no one had to download or upload from their personal computer. From an organizational learning and performance view, SharePoint is about 2 things. 1, knowledge management, which is the strategies used in our district to create, collaborate, store, and share information, and 2, sustainability, which is our ability to endure as an organization despite obstacles that might otherwise deter us, like staff turnover. This might cause our collective knowledge base to decrease. SharePoint allows us to retain the knowledge of our most valuable assets, our human assets, even after they leave the district. Together, this creates true organizational learning and allows us to increase effectiveness and efficiency in the work and technology systems of the district, ultimately increasing our ability to meet student achievement and other goals.